everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chris Loves Comics. It's Thursday. I read all my books for this week's haul, and this week was definitely a big haul. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for commenting on my last post. I did end up getting the senior manufacturing associate position, and my friends who know me, it's for me where I work. You really have to like where you work. And my current role, I just not very happy, and it's not very fulfilling. But this role is that I accepted is definitely a lot more responsibility and a bigger challenge. But I feel like I'm gonna rise up to it. I have to, right? But I also want to say thank you guys for that. I also want to say thank you to Brian LCS. I'm gonna put his channel in the link below. He's a great guy. I subscribe to his channel, and he gives you these little stickers, and then gives you a couple of these little bookmarks. He mailed me a letter too, which I thought was very nice. He didn't have to do that, and then he gave me a nice card. But you also get a chance to join his giveaways, because he does giveaways I think monthly. But he also has a show, Breakfast with Brian, that he usually does on Saturday mornings. It's really fun. A really great group of comic book people who gather around, talk about comics. And he goes over his books as well too. He's a really great guy, and I highly recommend that you go view his channel, Brian LCS. I'll put his link in the description down below. But he's a really great guy. But with that out of the way, I am going to try to quickly go over my haul for this past week. I'll just briefly give you these are the books, so I'm just gonna quickly go over. But Loki, issue number 1 by Dan Waters. The beloved Art Germ cover. This was a great. I was gonna get this just for the cover, but this is a really great story. Dan Waters really knows Loki. The book drips with his sarcasm and his wit. Loki's wit and sarcasm, and there's a few guest appearances as well too. But I highly recommend this book. I would definitely give this book a straight A, like not an A plus or an A minus, but an A, but which is very good. It's a 4-issue miniseries. And next up, Venom number 20 by Al Ewing. This and the art is by Kafu. I think I'm pronouncing their name right, Kafu. But this book is definitely picking up speed, which I guess it's better late than never. I think this story is gonna end, I think, around issue 25. I know Torun Grunbeck is going to be taking over the book around issue 23, which I'm very excited for. But they've definitely gone back to an Eddie Brock story, because I feel with Ram V and Al Ewing going back and forth between the stories, there was no direction, but there's definitely direction in this book. But Venom number 20, I would give this an A minus. This was very well done. Batman 136 by Chip Zdarsky, and the art is by Belen Ortega. Great art. She's fantastic, and of course I had to get the Art Germ cover because I am a sucker for Art Germ with Tim Drake on the cover. I gave this one a B plus. So Batman is going. There's a different story arc. It definitely lays some interesting groundwork on what's going to happen with this story arc. I'm still going to give it a B plus, not an A. And Batman is one of my favorite characters. I really want them to go back to the hard-hitting stuff like they did in Failsafe, but we'll see. It's very early to tell in this arc, but I gave it a B plus, so definitely check it out. Daredevil issue number 12 by Chip Zdarsky, and Marco Cicchetto is back on art. I gave this book an A. This is just some really hard-hitting stuff. I'm gonna be sad when Chip Zdarsky leaves the book. I know I forgot. Oh, it's Saladin Ahmed is going to be taking over. I believe he's going to be taking over the book. I enjoyed his Miles Morales run, so we'll see how he goes with that one. But Daredevil number 12, there's definitely a good page at the end. But this story is great. It's a good conflict between Matt and Elektra. Another A book by Alex Paknadel, Red Goblin issue number 5. This is part 4 of 7 of the Carnage Reigns story, and this one involves Cletus Cassidy and Stan, which is Lil Normie's brother, and then Lil Normie fights with Cletus Cassidy a little bit, and this is definitely this is a really great miniseries. It's this whole year has just been really kind of duds. DC and Marvel, like in my opinion, like Lazarus Planet was okay. Batman versus Robin was okay. I didn't like Judgment Day. But this is really good. It's sort of reaffirming my trust into miniseries again. And this one was a B plus. There's some really great dialogue between Sam and Steve. Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers with Captain America issue number 13. This is Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. Really great art. I think it's Juan Figueroa who does the art on this, but they're going to be wrapping up Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing's run of Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty, but Symbol of Truth, which is Sam Wilson's book, is still going to continue. And this book has been fair. I've liked it. A lot of people are giving it crap, but I don't know why. It's solid. It's not the best. It's not Ed Brubaker's run, but it's pretty good, in my opinion. This next book, it's a one shot this is by Jody Hauser. This is Star Wars Empire. I initially bought this because the the stormtroopers look cool. I gave this a B minus. This was a good one shot. It's a good one and done story. It revolves around an officer during the Endor part of Return of the Jedi, but this is well done. And this next book by Ryan North, Fantastic Four, issue number 8. I gave this a B minus also. The family is trying to get back to their roots and just trying to relax in Arizona, but knowing the Fantastic Four, nothing stays normal forever, so it's definitely an interesting story. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's really great. I am always going to get the Alex Ross covers. I think that's one of the big reasons why I get the book too. I do love the Fantastic Four. Ben Grimm is a fantastic character. But Fantastic Four number 8. Peacemaker Tries Hard by Kyle Starks, issue number 2. I give this an A minus. It's such a great story. I think this is a 5-issue miniseries. Kyle Starks, if you've read Where Monsters Lie, I think he incorporates a lot of that zaniness in this book. In the comedy in here is not over the top at all. It's actually funny comedy. I really enjoy it. It's a really great story and just great dialogue. I gave this an A minus. Peacemaker Tries Hard by Kyle Starks. Next up, Michael Dorn's foray into the comic book world for Steelworks, issue number 1. He was the voice of Steel in the Adventures of Superman cartoon, and I think he brings that experience into this book as well too. Fantastic art, by the way, by Basri. This is a good intro into the character, even if you don't know that much about Steel. It's sort of a continuation of what's going on in Action Comics currently with John, with what's going on, the main character, the Steelworks. But this is really well done. I gave this an A minus. And next up, The Joker, The Man Who Stops Laughing by Matt Rosenberg, and I love the Lee Bermejo cover. I gave this a B plus. This was the backup story. I gave an A minus. I've been loving the backup stories. It's also written by Mark Rosenberg and Francavilla. Federico Frank, I think it's Frederick Francavilla. I think it's 2 F's, but this is a really well done book. I think, what did I just say? B plus, A minus. It's good, but definitely worth your time. Great story, great art, and zany stuff coming from the Joker. And Tom Taylor's issue number 4 of The Adventures of Superman, John Kent. This is a 6-issue miniseries. I am really enjoying this book. I gave this an A minus as well too. This is the art's kind of middling. It'd probably be an A plus if the art was a little bit better, but art is subjective, so we all like what we like. But this is a really well done book. Poison Ivy, issue unlucky number 13 by G. Willow Wilson. I gave this an A. G. Willow Wilson really understands Pamela's background story, and she understands Harley Quinn. She has a good understanding of the characters and how, like, Ivy's just trying to live a normal life and just trying to be with her love, Harley, but something always happens because I think she's pretty much close to an elemental. She has a connection to the green, like Swamp Thing, so she's a very powerful being. But Batman always gets in the way. Gotham City always gets in the way. It feels like the old Godfather saying, just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in. But this is really well done. A for Poison Ivy. This was a B plus. This is Maleficent, issue number 2. not that much dialogue, but beautiful art by Sue Lee, and she's also, I think they, not really sure the gender of Sue Lee, so they're they're very good on this book. I like the dialogue that is in here, and this guy's looking for his brother who was turned into a cat in the previous issue, but this is very well done. Spawn, issue number 342. Now we're getting towards the end. I gave this a C plus. It's just good, mindless action, but you can't really go wrong with the price. This is by Rory McConville. The story it's okay. It's like I said, it's just Spawn fighting sin. The gates are open now, and heaven and hell are pouring through, but really isn't that much to delve into. It's like I said, good mindless 90s action. So C plus B minus. I'd give this around. It's don't really think too much into it. Just leave your brain at the door. This book I gave an F. In Hell We Fight. I thought I don't even know the author and John Layman and Jock. Art was bad. The story was very very mediocre. I stopped halfway through. I'll keep it because it's an issue number 1. But yeah, don't read this book. And I have finally consigned myself that there's only one more issue after this, Street Fighter number 3, and I'm just gonna collect them for the covers. I stopped. This is a Street Fighter book. I feel like there's no action at all whatsoever. There's no fighting, and it does a great backstory of the characters, but there's nothing in it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I gave that an F also. The cover is great. Well, maybe I'd give it a D. The covers are the only thing that's in because I love Street Fighter. Although Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter, that was an A plus. That was an A plus in my opinion. I don't have it with some of my books are on my back. I'll quickly describe them. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was very good. Versus Street Fighter, that was an A plus. Great art, great story. Same for Indigo Children. They're on issue 3 right now, and that's by Kurt Pyers. That's a very well done story as well too. It's about these children who have these powers, and the government's coming to get them, but these children have some really horrible pasts, and you'll find out in issue number 3. It was very, very hard hitting, and let's see what else was good. Oh, Spider-Man number 9. That was a very by Dan Slott. That was a very well done story. I gave that an A plus. I'm glad to see some good Spider-Man stories coming out of Marvel now, and the art is by I believe it's Otley or Stegman, one of the Ryans. But it was a very well done story as well. And that's it for me this week. I hope you guys enjoyed your books. Again, thank you very much for the kind words about the job promotion. It really means a lot to me. I'm nervous and excited at the same time, but I think I'm going to do well. And also, again, please give Brian a try. He's a really great guy, and he really cares a lot about the comic book community. He loves comic books, and consider subscribing to his channel. It's only $5 a month. You get really good quality content. I would have joined. I didn't even know about the giveaway. I was just subscribing just because of because of the quality content. He does some promotional content as well too. Like he does some bonus content for his subscribers. $5 a month, just a cup of coffee a month. I highly recommend you giving Brian a try. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.